The sun's beating down on Elmwood Lane like it's got a personal grudge, turning the air thick with the scent of fresh-cut grass and exhaust fumes. Little Alex Harper, just 10 years old with that mop of sandy hair and a grin that could melt ice, was out for his afternoon walk with Max, his loyal golden retriever, the dog who'd been his shadow since the day his dad shipped out overseas. They weren't bothering a soul, just strolling the sidewalk in front of that big white colonial house with the pristine lawn. But then, screech, metal on fur. A boy's scream slicing through the neighborhood quiet like a knife through butter. And who was behind the wheel? Karen Whitaker, queen of the cul-de-sac, the kind of woman who calls the cops on kids for breathing too loud near her hydrangeas. "This is MY Street," she'd hollered earlier that week at the mailman for parking 2 inches over the line. Now here she was, foot slamming the gas because, get this, Alex and Max had the audacity to pause right in front of her driveway. "Out of my way, you little brat." Her voice, shrill as shattering glass, echoed off the houses. In one horrifying blur, her gleaming black SUV lunged forward. Thump. Alex hit the curb, his knee exploding in pain, the world tilting sideways in a haze of gravel and blood. "Max? Oh God," Max yelped. A gut-wrenching sound, like his heart was ripping out, and crumpled under the tire, his brown eyes wide with betrayal. Karen didn't even flinch. She glanced in the rearview, saw the boy writhing, the dog twitching, and muttered, "Serves you right for trespassing." Trespassing? On a public sidewalk? Her hands trembled, not from guilt but fury, as she peeled out, tires howling like banshees, leaving a skid mark blacker than her soul. The air hung heavy with the metallic tang of blood mixing with rubber burn, and Alex's sobs punched through it all. "Max, buddy, hold on," he gasped, his small fingers digging into the dog's collar, slick with sweat and tears. Why did this happen to them? The question clawed at his chest, each breath a ragged hitch, like the world's weight had just parked on his ribs. Across the street, Mrs. Ellis, sweet, silver-haired Mrs. Ellis, who baked lemon bars for the block parties, froze mid-watering her roses. The hose slipped from her grip, water arcing wildly like some frantic Morse code for help. "Oh Lord, no," she whispered, her heart slamming against her ribs. She bolted over, phone already buzzing to life. 911? "Yes, it's bad. An accident, a hit and run. Kid and his dog. Hurry." Her voice cracked, the floral perfume on her skin turning sour in the heat. Alex looked up at her, eyes glassy. Is Max gonna be okay?" She knelt, pressing her apron to his leg, the fabric blooming red. "Sure, honey, help's coming. You're both fighters." But inside, she seethed. That witch in the SUV, Karen, always strutting like she owned the zip code. Last month, she'd screamed at the Garcias for their noisy barbecue. Now this? Unforgivable. Word spread like wildfire on dry tinder. Neighbors poured out. Mr. Patel from next door, still in his grease-stained mechanic's shirt, the sharp scent of motor oil clinging to him. The twins from down the block, wide-eyed and whispering, "Did she really just?" Sirens wailed in the distance, growing louder, a symphony of justice closing in. Paramedics swarmed, gentle hands lifting Alex onto a stretcher, his whimpers fading into exhausted sighs. Max was rushed to the vet van, his tail giving one feeble thump as they loaded him up. "Good boy," Alex murmured, voice breaking. "You're my hero, remember?" But Karen, she thought she'd slithered away clean. Parked in her 3-car garage, she slammed the door, heart pounding not from remorse, but the thrill of dominance. "Ungrateful pests," she huffed to her reflection in the hallway mirror, smoothing her blonde bob. A glass of Chardonnay trembled in her hand. Pinot Grigio, crisp and cold, but it tasted like ash now. What if someone saw? Nah, who would rat her out? She was Karen Whitaker, Homeowners Association president, the one who fined folks for untrimmed hedges. She scrolled her phone, firing off an email to the board. "Sidewalk loiterers are a menace. We need stricter rules." Her laugh was brittle, echoing off the marble floors, but doubt crept in like a draft. A sigh escaped her, long defeated. What had she become? Twist of the knife, the dashcam. Not hers. Oh no. Mr. Patel's Ring doorbell caught it all. The lunge, the impact, her face frozen in frame-by-frame fury. By evening, the video was viral on the neighborhood Facebook group. Monster on Elmwood. Comments exploded. That's my nephew's friend. Call the cops. Karma's coming, Karen. Reporters swarmed her lawn by dawn, microphones thrusting like accusatory fingers. Ms. Whitaker, care to comment on running over a child? Flashbulbs popped, relentless as gunfire. She barricaded inside, blinds drawn, but the chants outside, justice for Alex, justice for Max, seeped through like smoke. The police knocked at noon, badges gleaming under the relentless sun. Ma'am, we have footage. You're under arrest for hit and run. Endangerment. Her world shattered then, wine glass slipping to the tile in a crimson spray. Handcuffs clicked cold around her wrists, the metallic bite a far cry from her designer jewels. As they let her out, neighbors watched silent, stone-faced sentinels. Alex, bandaged in his hospital bed, watched the live stream on his mom's phone. Max curled beside him, tail wagging weakly. See, buddy? Bad guys don't win. A small smile cracked his pain, the beep of monitors a steady heartbeat of hope. Court came swift, a whirlwind of testimonies that peeled back Karen's facade like old wallpaper. Mrs. Ellis on the stand, voice steady. She didn't even stop, just drove on. The judge's gavel fell like thunder. 5 years probation, community service at the animal shelter. Irony's sharpest edge, plus restitution that drained her savings. Her precious homeowners association crown, yanked away in a vote that felt like betrayal's kiss. Alone in her echoing house, staring at foreclosure notices, Karen finally broke. No more Chardonnay to numb it, just the hollow echo of her own voice. What have I done? A tear traced her cheek. Real this time, salty as regret. But here's the heart of it, folks. The real story isn't her downfall, though God. It feels good. It's Alex, hobbling on crutches weeks later, Max trotting beside him on a shiny new prosthetic paw, courtesy of a GoFundMe that raised thousands. The boy who could have let hate harden him chose grace instead. Forgiveness isn't for her, he told the local news, voice steady as oak. It's for me, so I can walk tall again. Neighbors rallied, block parties with lemon bars and barbecues that filled the air with laughter, not lectures. They painted over those skid marks, planted a community garden where the pain happened, flowers blooming defiant against the concrete. In the end, karma isn't just punishment. It's the quiet revolution of kindness reclaiming the street. One boy's courage, one dog's unwavering loyalty. They remind us, stand your ground, even when the world revs its engine against you. Because justice, it rolls in slow, but it rolls deep. And on Elmwood Lane, it's paved with hope. What's your take? Ever faced a Karen who thought they owned the world? Drop it in the comments. Hit like if this fired you up. Subscribe for more real-life reckonings. Peace out.